What is going on, guys? This is Autobeater635, and this Teddy Ruxpin has nothing to do with the video, but I just wanted to show it because I like it. Say goodbye to Teddy Ruxpin. Fuck you. Alright, so, what is the video for today about? You guys can already kind of see, of course. I got these two yesterday at a store that had, you know, some old stock things, and I was like, these are so fucking old. I mean, the last time I saw these was around 2008. It was really, you know, and I've always wanted one, to be honest. Especially this one. This is the one that I've always wanted. And turns out I was able to find it. Thank goodness, after so many years, I was able to finally find one in new shape. However, these two have some kind of issue. The biggest issues, of course, are owned by the mouse, because basically it dances and everything, but the speaker is too flat. It doesn't even have bass, and the arms and the head are broken, so they do move, but just a little bit. This one, it just has an issue that I don't know if it's a gear or something, where when it goes the opposite direction and it goes down, you know, because it dances, it goes like, you know, there's a spinning knob on the back that makes this thing do this. Every time it drops down in a certain direction out of the two, it makes like some kind of sound that seems like mechanical sound. I may end up checking this one, but the biggest concern, of course, is that one. They both sing the same song, which is all kinds of everything. So I'm gonna show this one first. There's the sound. And of course, this one works somewhat fine. I will make a few annotations and a few, you know, a few fun facts about the mechanics and everything, due to the fact there's many things to mention about these, because I know these mechanisms like the palm of my hand, and I know the many variations they do, you know, within the years. They change the levers a little bit, not the levers, the knobs, they just change them from position, and that's how these go all the way to one side or to the other side. It's pretty much like a hip swinger. It has a front knob and a back knob. The back knob is used for the main body, you know, the body swaying part, and the front knob is used for the arms and the head. The best way I can describe it, it does remind me to a Singing in the Rain dog by the motion it has on the arms and the head. The arms are actually posable wire, and I always recommend to put them into this position facing the front, like this. It's pretty much the same deal as a Singing in the Rain dog, only that the head moves the opposite way. And then, of course, we have the mouse. The mouse is the one that has issues, and you guys are going to notice just right now. The arms and the head don't move that much, unless you do this. Now, the thing I'm assuming about this mouse is that it must be that the lever's broken from one side, because, you know, there's a front lever that pretty much has a little, we can call it a little screw that holds it in place and makes it move like this. Here's basically the knob, and it attaches to the head and the arms. That could probably be broken, and that's why when I move it to one side, it reacts, but in the other side, it just doesn't. There may be just one half or one side of it broken. These don't really need any sort of hot glue, unless, of course, yeah, the shafts for the arms and everything, due to the fact they actually don't have any handmade stitching or anything, so it's just a question of taking them apart carefully and opening up the zipper. In this case, it has a zipper that is horizontal, but most of the others, it depends, because some do have a vertical zipper or a Velcro in both ways. By example, if I'm not wrong, the one dancing baby that I gave to Daniel did have a little Velcro that you would just put like that and that's it. This is pretty much that kind of mechanism. And as I said before, there's many ways to adjust it. You got the arms pulsing, you have the head in relationship with the body, because the original movement this was intended to do was kind of a hip swinging movement where the body would be the one that moves, but the head would stay in balance with the feet, you know? Basically, this would dance and this would stay like this. But of course, in here they put it like this, so it all goes in the same, you know, movement, and that kind of fucks it up. It kind of fucks up the original purpose of it. I will show how to do that just for the hell of it, but I really won't leave it like this, because of course it really, right now I really don't care about having a mechanism with that, with that alteration of the movement. It's basically the original. So I'll go ahead and show it. I mean, basically, of course, I gotta open up the zipper on the back, and here are the 3 AA batteries, which I'm pretty sure they must be Macau, because that's what they usually use on that toy store, because I got them at a drugstore where I got a few things before. I think they should be Macau, because they usually use Macau on everything. They're really crappy batteries. Yep, just like I said it, Macau. And as I said, these are old stocks, believe it or not. Of course, the one thing that kind of bothers me is that as nothing is glued, the button is not glued. So it basically just slides around the hand, just like in the Tiger. Or should I call it Tigress? I really don't know, in all honesty, how to call it. I think it should be Tigress or something. I really don't care. I'll just call it a dancing cat. Fuck it. I don't really care about the name it's supposed to have. This is not screwing. Yo, TS, we have a problem. This piece of shit is not screwing. Oh no. What the fuck did you do to this? Oh, the nut is actually loose. Well, another problem we gotta solve. The knot is actually loose inside there. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so the first thing we gotta do, of course, is basically just try to strip it a little bit and take the shafts for the arms off. That pretty much, you just take a little blob of hot glue and just take the axis and that's it. Then, of course, there's a screw right there. So that we take out carefully so we don't damage anything. I really don't see any sort of stitching, so I think this is the way they made it. And that's practically it, because usually, the skin is stitched all by a machine, in machine. And the last part is not stitched. So they basically put the mechanism into it, put a little stuffing, and just stitch it. But in this case, I really don't see any handmade stitching anywhere around the toy. So I'm thinking I'm doing it the right way. One arm's already disconnected, and nope. Well, actually, no, this is actually made by machine. Never mind. Never mind. I would be lying if I would say that. Even this one is not handmade. They are all machine made. And you can tell by the way they are stitched, if they're super straight, like this. If not, they usually have like a little extra pattern, something that, it was made by a real human, pretty much, not a machine. Anyways, from there, of course, the other one is the exact same thing. You take this off. And it's funny, because it's the first time I have to do so many things to get into this one specific animatronic. Because usually it doesn't take that much. Like the baby that I gave to Daniel, I used to have like a baby that would sing La 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 on my mind or something. And it was pretty easy to take apart, It was not as hard as this, but again, this is just because this is a plush, so. Usually I would disconnect the spring on the head, but in this one it doesn't seem to come off. There we go. Alright, so here we have what we need, pretty much. The mechanism. As you can see, there's a sticker right there. JY. B12 must be the company. But of course, the main company of the plush seems to be TS, as usual. No surprise there. I mean, ever since I was young, TS has been ruling the market on generic animatronics all over my area, so I really don't... it's not a really weird thing. And for the hell of it, I'll just leave this like that. I really don't see any purpose on removing the entire, you know, the entire feet for nothing. But oh wait, there's a piece broken here. There's actually a broken piece. Long behold, in the foot I actually found, I think this is the half lever that's missing. I think this is the half lever that's actually missing. Long behold, ladies and gentlemen. But as I said before, they are just some random black feet that have a little slot in the middle, so you can put a zip tie or something in case you have some animatronic that has a specific hook for the foot. This is what we gotta glue. This is half of the front lever. I can already tell by the way it looks like. Of course, let's see. Gotta take this off. Gotta take the other screws off. So I've said it's been a while I've been wanting these. Specifically, I'll be dead as honest. I would have preferred this one to have the extended version of La La Love on My Mind, because that's one that I was really wanting. Or She, because I don't really have any animatronic that sings She. The funny thing is that it won't be featured on this video. This is just a repair video. But I will actually do a video on all of the ones that I have that sing all kinds of everything, because I think I have around 4 that sing that. Yeah, these 2 and other 2. So I'll have to show that at some point. Of course, no more screws. That's okay. Here's the first issue, the speaker. The speaker, as I said, sounded a little too flat. And we can already have a little glimpse of what's going on. And it's not the bottom of the lever, as I suspected. It's actually just the piece that connects to the head and everything, you know. It's just that. And I didn't really know it. Which, let's see if I can zoom in a little. No, I can't. It's this spot, pretty much, that's broken. So basically, I can take this off. This is not supposed to come off, and usually in older models, it would come with a screw at the front, securing everything. In this case, it doesn't seem to come with it, so I really don't, you know, it really doesn't matter. The sound chip is a usual sound chip, nothing new. Usual small resistors and shit. It doesn't seem to be as old as I thought it was, but it is somewhat old, because if this was made today, let's face it, it would have surface-mounted resistors. So as I've said, the piece we gotta fix up is this. So I'll take it off. I'll glue it. I'll put a reinforcement on it, like I usually do with these things, and we'll get back to how the mechanics work. Right now, you can just enjoy how this thing works without the front piece. One thing I do like about this one, and I never really knew, is that it does have that little pause at the ending of the song. So anyways, as you guys can see, I have glued the piece, but of course, you all know me, this is not enough. This is definitely not enough, and this will probably break and make me angry, because I'll have to go into that piece of shit again and everything, and I don't really like dealing with animatronics that much anymore. So a little baking soda will just do the trick, as usual. As I said, it's a reinforcement, and this trick has proven so far that it works absolutely great under any situation. Now, of course, another piece that I gotta reinforce is this spot, because it actually... There we go. It's a little better. The camera cannot spot it, but I'm just adding some baking soda like that. So you know, so I can just put glue over it and get done with that spot. Because as I said before, it doesn't necessarily dry faster. You know, the first layer that I put where the plastic touches against the glue in the plastic, that doesn't really dry up quick, but the outer layer pretty much does both things. You know, it doesn't make it dry quick, but it holds it together, and at the same time it does dry quick and it does solidify. That's why I love using baking soda. It's because you can do a repair, you can do it quick. You know, you don't have to wait that much or anything. All you got to wait for is the last layer to be super dry, and that's simple because it gets absorbed by the main by the baking soda. I'll get up and grab a transistor or something because this fucking glue doesn't stop getting clogged, and I fucking hate it when that shit happens, especially when I'm doing a video fixing something. Oh, come on. No, fucking piece of shit. And why don't I have tissue paper? For fuck's sake, I'll be back in a second. This is what happens when I don't shoot a video with a script, which always happens, so you guys know. Anyways, we can see some little design fails, or, you know, basically some, how can I explain it? Some making fails. Like, by example, usually these have this motor holder with this little hole where the wires go through. Here they just put it in the mechanism. I mean, it really doesn't matter much, but usually if I was right now in a mood to disassemble this thing completely, I would rearrange that so it doesn't break. Because usually, you know, when these wires are like that, something hits them, and there's chances that the wire just comes off and you gotta go into it again. And I love it when you go into it again, because it's like, oh, I just fixed you yesterday. What a piece of shit you are. I hate you so much. So let's go into you. Anyways, more baking soda, as usual. I think this is going to be like the last layer, to be honest. And I guess there we go. That's practically all the baking soda. So while it dries up, I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to leave it here. My helping hands are going to just, you know, hold it. And by the meanwhile, I'm going to go and try to see what's going on with the speaker. Because as I've said, there's an issue with the speaker. I'm not quite sure if this is the issue or not, but it seems like the speaker is kind of crooked into place. You know, it's not absolutely straight. It's actually somewhat crooked in its position. I don't know if that's the cause. I really don't think, but maybe it's just that the membrane's getting crushed by something. It usually happens that the membrane is just crushed, and you gotta, you know, push it a little bit from the back of the speaker to actually unfuck it up. And, okay then. The fuck happened here? The speaker is actually rusted, and it has a little blob of, wait. Yeah, I'll change this speaker. I'll fix it up later, because the speakers are actually fixable, believe it or not. You just gotta be super careful with them. Like, you know, when the memory comes off. So I'll just get rid of this speaker and put a better one. And I'll leave this for later. That basically reminds me, I gotta turn the soldering iron on then. What a nice thing. Anyways, there we go. As I was saying before, what is the whole thing that makes these, you know, act differently? Like, by example, you have the dancing cats that sometimes wiggle to the side like this, and sometimes they are actually balanced. As I said, there's two levers, which are basically, one is at the front and one is at the back. The one at the back controls, it's just attached to the legs. The legs, it's its own lever, and it basically just makes it move into place. And the front is, of course, the one that controls the arms and the head. if they are both even, meaning that they are both at the same direction, meaning that one's down, the other one's down, it's going to do what these do. If one's up and the other one's down, however, it's going to be balanced as it originally was supposed to be. And if it is either at one side or at the other side, when it's either down or up, it's basically going to do some kind of nay-nay. It's kind of hard to explain it. Some people may have seen it, but it's doing the universal nay-nay, pretty much, as I call it. It's a really stupid movement. I have a feeling some Menards bears, you know, those that Jimmy made a while back, there's some that actually do have that issue. Let's see if I already have this thing dry. Yep. I'll try not to leave leftover dust of this thing. There we go. Dry as the desert. Now this goes there, fits in just fine. And the shaft. I'll take the shaft off the front and put it on the back so I can mount it. Alright, and of course, I really won't screw it or anything, I'll just show how it works. This is how it would be like with that nay-nay movement that I say. Let me just zoom. There we go. This is basically how it looked like, you know, it's like a really weird-ass dancing, pretty much. Then, of course, there's the regular. This is the original. You know, the original... you know what? Wait. Did this just come off? Oops, this actually did come off. What the actual fuck? I'm gonna have to... What the hell? This came off from the back. I gotta... I'll be back in a second. Oh wait, the back... Never mind. Oh shit. It's actually back in place. Okay, I think the iron's hot, so I'll go pick a speaker right now, and we'll continue with this, synchronization thing in a second. Just hold on. Alrighty then, there we go. I'm gonna try to actually pull this out, but holding the shaft in place so nothing comes off. There we go. Alright, so now, this is how it would be like if it's balanced. This is facing up, and this is gonna be facing down. We put this all once again where it used to be, the little shaft, and everything. And this like this. This is how it would be like if it was balanced. You know, the head actually does that thing. Like this. But of course, as this is originally, you know, assembled from the factory, this is up and this is up. And that's how this one moves like, and how this one is also supposed to be moving like. So I'll assemble that and I'll get to the speaker part pretty soon. Right now all I gotta do is just assemble this thing, put the screws back into position, and go pick up the speaker so that I can finally reinstall it and see if there's any difference, because the speaker's a little rusted. I usually don't mind that kind of rust, but I'd rather just replace it, because I do have better speakers than that piece of crap. So I'll go get a few. Because right now, this is the spot where I try speakers, and I basically decide which one is the best and which one is the worst, or, you know, which one is the best, or the two that are the best to be used as, you know, at this thing. And that will basically require me to pin these wires and start, you know, turn it on and try the wires and try. Not a big deal. I do it every day, every time, I mean, that I gotta change a speaker. Alright. Solder, please. Little solder here. Little solder here. There we go. Now we're going to... First of all, I'll go with the original speaker just to have a little sound memory on how it sounds like. Yeah, it's already sounding, starting to vibrate. It's already starting to vibrate. This one sounds better. This is an M speaker. Sounds better. This is a, this one sounds better. This one sounds better, actually. Let's see, what about this one? This one sounds like shit. I'm actually thinking about this one, the TL speaker. I think this is one of the two that Daniel gave me. I think I'm gonna actually put this speaker. Let's see what it sounds like. Ignore this stupid thing just coming apart. Damn it. Ah, fucking piece of shit, come on. Yep, this is the one. This is the one that's gonna be there. This little TL speaker that Daniel gave me, it's gonna be the one. The chosen one for this task. So I'm just going to put it like this. Oh, what the fuck? I soldered both wires together. What a retard. Alright, that's soldered there. Now I'm gonna see where the hell that hot glue gun is at super quick so I can... Not here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So I can actually hot glue some things in place before I finish the repair, pretty much. Because there's a few things that I actually want to hot glue in place, but they don't come off with the thing constantly dancing and wiggling. I've learned that through the years and the years of owning this damn things. There's sometimes the wires don't seem to, you know, come off easily or something, but the next thing you know, they do come off. And they piss you off because you're just like, fuck my life! You know, it's just like that. So I may just, how's it called? You know, either remake these solder points. I actually should remake these solder points. And, God, I don't want this thing to get dirty. That's one thing. And it's not getting dirty, but I don't want it to get dirty because I don't want to clean it. Exactly. I just don't want to fucking bother cleaning it because it already is. It's basically new. I'm gonna actually remake these solder points really quick because they are a little. I just don't like it when the wire pops out too much. That usually doesn't end well. Gotta hate it when you solder like this with the thing assembled. It's just, and of course the other one. There we go. All right. So that's set, and now I should remake these solder points because they didn't really turn out that good. I'll leave the speaker right here. I mean, I'm doing all of this while the hot glue gun heats up, so, you know, I waste enough time for that fucking thing to actually heat up and give me the best results on gluing things. Just fucking hate it when I don't have anything where to fucking hold the things. Fuck it. I'm just putting it here. Oh, of course. That's right. It's gonna fucking fall off if I do that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Wonderful. Alrighty then, so with that like this, I guess we can already start hot gluing. But first, I'm gonna put the speaker in the front plate again. I'm not usually that guy that glues the speakers anymore because I realized how you know, the time they can last, and it's just not worth it sometimes, you know. If you have a bigger speaker, I'm not saying they don't get bad, because they do get bad, in fact. But if you have a bigger speaker, you know, like it's usually, you know, if you want to glue it, that's fine. It really won't take as long as, you know, it'll take longer to actually get bad. That's what I'm going to. But if we speak about a cheap ass, you know, plastic speaker like most of these things have, including this one, of course, it's probably just a question of hot gluing, and that's practically it. Because if you super glue it to the surrounding, you're gonna have a pain in the ass if it ever goes out or something. So one thing I'll do before I even go to the hot glue is, of course, melt it from the bottom a little bit and melt it from two other corners, right there and here too, so that it has a little holding while I'll put the thing. So this is how it's gonna sound like, pretty much. It's a little better, actually. I like it. I like it. And for the fuck of it, I'm actually gonna have to use a new glue bar. Wow. And of course, a little bit here. Fucking piece of shit. Let me just... There we go. Much better. Of course, I just cannot do something without something else just falling. It's, you know... It's unnatural here. Alright, so that's there. Just a little hot glue at the sides where the screws are at, so it gets properly held. And if it ever goes bad, I always can change it without, you know, struggling too much. Because as I said, you just put a little alcohol over the hot glue, and that's practically it. It just comes off. And of course, the two things right here, and of course just a little bit on the motor, and maybe actually make a little blob here holding this wire, so it goes through this hole like this. Of course, a little bit on the terminals just to prevent the corrosion, and there, I guess it's practically everything I have to do on it. Other than that, I should probably put a little bit on the positive here, because I have a feeling that could come off, especially because there's this one, well, of course you guys cannot see it, how stupid. There. There's this one, the lever, of course, the lever of the back touches against the positive wire. That could probably lead to some, you know, wire coming off in the near future, but I really can't reach it right now. I really cannot even... I can't even, you know, I can't even get the glue gun that deep inside this thing. Of course, talking about the nut, because as I said, the little nut was actually loose, and the fucking hot glue gun fell. Let me see if I can... There. The nut was actually off. And now I need the pliers, which I don't even think I have. Or do... Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Just gotta stick my hand. Because I basically got this little bench nearby my other desk. So if I want to grab something, like by example the hot glue gun or something from the little compartments here, I'm a little obstructed by this. Let's see if I can take this off. Yeah, I can. And of course the nut. I wonder why is it that this thing is just so loose in there. I really don't see any reason. Unless this is not long enough, that would be a reason. That would actually be a pretty logical reason. Yeah, I think this is just not long enough. And that's practically the reason. Just gotta put this thing back in place. It's probably that. course. That goes there. Of course, I'll take all of these other speakers out because I really don't need them anymore. And this is almost done. I mean, just for the forsake of it, I would consider putting a screw there, because it really doesn't seem like something that's gonna last. It doesn't like something that's gonna just come off if somebody forces it, even though it seems like, I don't think somebody ever forced it. It seems like it's something that happened during shipping or something, where the thing either fell or something broke, and you know, so something happened, and that's what led to this broken thing. But let's see if this is big enough, because this is not a flathead that's big enough, I think. No, it is actually enough. Never mind. It's actually just perfect size. And of course the this right here again, and we are going back to assembling this. A screw just fell. Kind of makes me nervous. Yeah, but the screw just fell. I don't know where it went. If that was a screw. I mean, how many do I have? I have 1, I have 2, 3. There's a 4th one that's probably one that fell. Always watch your screws. Ah, there we go. Much better. Now this goes there, as usual. Oh shit, come on. Why isn't it even... There we go. This has to be placed there. And of course it should have the movement it had before. But now the head actually moves. You know, that's the catch. The head actually started moving. With the arms and their fucking shit. You see guys, I don't have a fucking tripod. I'm stupid. I didn't buy one at Miami, and I regret that. I regret that so much. Piece of garbage. Okay, there we go. Now this. Goes there. This one, of course, one across here. Usually I put the screws like that, because first I want to get the thing closed shut. Then I'll just put the additional, you know, the additional screws there. But as I said, what I really like about this one is that it really doesn't need any stitching nor gluing of the fabric into a certain spot. It's all just really generic and cheaply made, so you just take it off, fix it, put it back on, and that's practically all the thing you gotta do. You know, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Dress the mechanism up again. And of course, I will have to put the arms in a little second. That's one thing. Alright, so without the arms, this is how it works right now. We can see a pretty noticeable difference in between how the head moves right now, that it moves a whole lot more. So, what is the last thing? Of course, I'm getting worried because I just found a... Oh no, this is a screw from the ones that I brought for putting into the thing, never mind. Alright, so, of course, the same thing as I did before, you know, you just gotta do the steps backwards, put this thing, screw it in place, and then put a little blob of hot glue, which will actually be a little challenge because the hot glue gun is really hot, and this is, you know, there's 2 types of hot glue that I've actually dealt with in the last few years. There's the one that melts fine, you know, absolutely fine, and it's super gooey, and it's perfect for the China fake Santas, you know, it's almost clear. The bars are almost clear. And then there's the other one that's pretty much, it's a much more solid bar, and it usually does not even melt that good nor really glue anything. I don't even know why the hell that one exists. But usually the original Super Bond one are the ones that I use because they're like the best of the best. Alright, this shit goes there. And of course the last part I gotta do is there we go. The other shaft. There, let's see how it plays before I put the last thing. I'll just pose the arms forward. Like I said, I like posing them like this. As you guys can see, there is a difference, and a big one. So it basically worked. All of this thing that I did actually did turn out to work. And all I gotta do right now, the only thing that's left pretty much is just add a little hot glue to the tips of these nails pretty much, so that it all just stays. If only I could have a paper or something just to do what Jimmy does. You know, Jimmy basically, what they do is they just put hot glue and they put like a little piece of paper, that's it. It's like super quick, Jimmy. Congratulations. But here I gotta wait and wait and wait and wait. And I am running a risk of this getting glued together. Go. This one's there. Oh man, I'm getting dizzy by blowing so much. For blowing, I mean so much. I'm just pulling some plugs out. You know, the iron, the glue gun, because I no longer need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. Of course, I will do a review over these, but I'll just go ahead and say a few things, because if you guys got to this point, then congratulations, you guys are rock. But fucking shit. Hasn't even dried up yet, what the fuck? Okay, so I was saying, basically, I saw these at the drugstore where I said, and I bought them at a heartbeat. I was like, no way, after so many years, I get to see these in the toy shop again. And, you know, I really doubted that it was a, that it was a new gen, because usually they no longer make these things like this anymore. Like, you know, some new gen animatronics pretty much have like much more distorted sounds, like, you know, the original sounds, but they have less fidelity to them, you know. It's not as good. They are cheaper, but these keep the same quality as around 10 plus years back, because these I do remember looking at a video that was from, I think, 2007, and these things are from that time. That's all I gotta say about them. They actually are from around 2007. So they are pretty fucking old. Alrighty then. There we go. This is in there. We close the zipper. And there we have it. The mouse is fixed. So, a little demo before I get done with the video. It's really long. It's actually a long-ass video. So, here we go. Actually, you know what? Let's make a duo out of this. And yeah, there you have it. It pretty much works, and it's ready to be reviewed on another video. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video. Leave your comment below of what you think about this repair, and we'll see each other in the next Zotac Leader review on Gemmy Master Animatronics. Thank you for watching.